What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be my review of Money in the Bank 2024. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So the first match of the night was the Money in the Bank ladder match, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. And I thought this match was... I felt like my expectations for this match was a little too high. But at the same time, it just felt like there wasn't really anything unique about this match that really sets it apart from the past Money in the Bank ladder matches. There's not really a spot that I can really remember too well. There is a spot where I really liked that, where Andrade did a sunset flip power bomb on someone. That was a really cool spot. In terms of the winner, I'm not too upset that Drew McIntyre won it, even though I felt like in a way that maybe Jey Uso could have won it. But I thought this was a decent match. The women's match later on was a lot better, which I'll get to later on. But Drew McIntyre, I felt like was the good person to win it. I would prefer Jay, but I think that WWE made the correct decision of booking McIntyre to win it, especially since he hasn't, he's won everything except for Money in the Bank, so it makes sense to have him win this match. And I also felt like if they made Jey Uso win, I think it wouldn't make sense because he's still kind of attached to this bloodline story that's going on, so it wouldn't, sooner or later he's going to come back to that storyline, so it wouldn't make sense to automatically have him win the Money in the Bank if he's not going to win the World Championship. And the next match of the night was, to me, a kind of disappointing. The overall wrestling match was fine, but the booking of this match was the main thing that really pissed me off. Braun Breaker should have won this. He really should have won this. It was not the smartest idea to have Sammy win here. It was just not. Especially since Sammy beat Gunther and Chad recently. And two wrestlers that kind of people were more rooting for them, instead of Sammy. So having Braun Breaker, who has been on a roll since he debuted on the main roster, having him lose against Sammy, I just don't think was the correct decision. I kind of defended WWE when they made Sammy beat Chad last month at Clash of the Castle, but because it made sense story wise, story between Chad Gable and Otis. But here it just didn't make sense not to put the title on Braun. It just didn't make sense to me. Hopefully he does win it at SummerSlam. But I don't get why WWE keeps booking Sammy as freaking 2010 John Cena. It doesn't make sense to me. Sooner or later, I feel like the fans are going to start turning on Sammy. Even though I do like Sammy, I just feel like his booking hasn't been the best. They just keep booking him like 2010 John Cena. Sooner or later, they're going to turn on him. So the next match of the night wasn't actually a match. It was... So John Cena showed up. John Cena here announced his retirement, which was kind of weird because it was kind of hard to understand how his retirement was gonna work. In this promo, it kind of felt like him saying that this next WrestleMania coming up, will be his last match ever. That will be his retirement match. But then on the press conference, it was said that he was going to wrestle the entirety of 2025, which just didn't really make sense to me. The promo just didn't really explain it well. And I honestly, if he's going to work the entirety of 2025, so that means his retirement match is going to be the end of around December, November. So he's going to retire at freaking Survivor Series or Crown Jewel. It just doesn't make sense. I feel like it would have been better if he retired at WrestleMania, maybe next year. Now, it doesn't really have to be WrestleMania 41, it could be WrestleMania 42 that he retires. But it just didn't, his promo just didn't really explain it that well. But John Cena retiring, when I first saw it, I got really sad. John Cena was such a huge part of my childhood. Even though I wasn't the biggest John Cena fan growing up, he was still there. He was still in my childhood, and he was still involved in some of the greatest matches of my childhood. And so many people like me grew up watching him, and it's so crazy seeing him saying that he's gonna retire next year. What a career! What a Hall of Fame career! Man, it's just not WWE without him, really. So yeah, it made me really emotional. But I'm really excited to see what his final run in WWE is gonna be like. And the next match of the night was Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. And most of this match I really did enjoy. There's some botches here and there, especially one big botch where for some reason Seth does the fucking arrow on Damian, and Damian Priest for some reason doesn't kick out. I'm assuming it was because he was knocked out or something, legit knocked out. But overall, I think the match besides that was pretty good. Of course, Drew cashes in, and I'm not too upset that CM Punk got involved and we got another failed cash in. I'm not too upset about that because I really love the feud between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. I really enjoy it. I think I mentioned that in my Clash of Castle review. But if they were gonna, I feel like if they were gonna do this, or have CM Punk cost Drew again, they should have done it in the Money in the Bank ladder match in the first match. They should have done it there, and just had someone else win the briefcase. So it was kind of weird, but I do understand why they decided to do this. Advancing the story of CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, I feel like it is more important. But at the same time, I just wish we didn't get another failed cash in. But overall, it makes me more excited for Drew versus CM Punk. And at the same time, they also building towards CM Punk versus Seth, because CM Punk in a way also helped Damian Priest win, so he kind of screwed Seth over in the process. So yeah, another failed cash in, which sucks, but at least we're getting more stories that's coming out of this. So, and the second to last match on the card was the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. I think this was a lot better than the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. There are some really cool spots in here, especially, I don't know if it was a Michinoku driver or maybe a pile driver, but Io Sky does a move on Zoe Stark on the ladder, off the ladder onto another ladder, which is really sick. Yeah, this match was just awesome. Another spot I really liked was Chelsea Green being pushed off the ladder onto the tables. That was a great spot. All around, I thought this match was just really great. Surprisingly, so much better than the men's. Yeah, just a great match overall. Definitely well paced. Some great spots, yeah. And finally, the last match on the card, Cody and Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus the Bloodline. I thought this was definitely the best match on the card. There were some botches here, especially from Tongaloa, missing a low blow. But Jacob Fatu, he really impressed me. I've never seen him before WWE. I don't think I've ever seen anybody from the Tongas or Jacob Fatu before WWE. I've heard of him, obviously, but I've never seen them. And Jacob Fatu was he's a real deal, man. He really impressed me in this match. Solo Sikoa has definitely, for me, has definitely for me improved a lot, especially when it comes to his character work. And I think having them go over Randy, Kevin, and Cody was definitely the best decision, because it definitely sets up the ongoing story and of him kind of taking over the bloodline. And I really hope we see Roman come back at SummerSlam, confront Solo. If the crowd wants it, everyone wants it. So I'm really excited to see where the story goes with the bloodline. Yeah. So overall, Money in the Bank 2024 had some great wrestling, but also some weird booking decisions that I just didn't agree with. Some botches here and there, but overall, I think it was a pretty solid show. In terms of a rating, I'd probably give this event a 7 out of 10. The past 3 pay-per-views have definitely been better. To me, this is one of the weaker ones of Triple H's kind of takeover of the WWE. But some like really solid wrestling. The only really problem with this pay-per-view is just really weird booking decisions, like having Braun Breaker lose, having Drew McIntyre win the briefcase. But yeah, overall solid pay-per-view. But guys, let me know what you guys saw of the pay-per-view down below. What was your favorite match? What you think of the booking? What you think of like the main event? Let me know down in the comments. Remember to subscribe to my gaming channel, to my movie channel, all that good stuff. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Peace out.